Hey guys, this is Abhishek from gadgetsreview.com, and today we are going to do the full review of Nokia Lumia 520. First of all, if we start this review, I would like to say that this is the most affordable Windows Phone 8 which you can buy right now, and it is pretty good in terms of the features it offers. It provides you a hell lot of very good features which you would like to see in any smartphone, and we will just show you how those features actually look like and work. First of all, if I talk about the physical design of the Nokia Lumia 520, it is a nicely designed phone which will come into one of your hand very easily. It has rounded edges over here which will give you a very good grip into your hand. And if you take a look at the back side, it has a matte finish back cover which is again replaceable. You can remove this back cover easily, and then you can attach a different back cover to give it a different look. The front will always be black. You have this device in different colors like red, black, cyan and other colors. Now the build quality of the device is pretty good, but again, if you actually take a look over the back cover quality, the quality of plastic which Nokia has actually used while manufacturing this particular back cover is not very good. So this plastic is quite flexible, but again it doesn't feel like very solid. Take a look at the back side of the phone. We have a battery of around 1430 mAh. Here you have the micro SD memory card slot, and here you have the SIM card slot. Now the camera on this device is a 5 megapixel camera which doesn't have flash, as you can easily notice. You have a 3.5mm audio jack on the top. On the right side you have the power and sleep key, the camera shutter key and the volume rocker. On the bottom you have the micro USB port which can be used for data syncing as well as for charging. And on the left side of the phone you have nothing. On the front display you have some proximity sensor within the glass display hidden. You have the earpiece over here, Nokia branding, and at the bottom you have the touch capacitive buttons which will not light up, unlike Nokia Lumia 620, because this is a budget Windows phone and they have removed the backlit feature from these touch capacitive buttons. This device is fairly light in terms of the weight. It is only 124 gram and it doesn't feel heavy at all. It is very light, very nicely designed so that it can easily go into your jeans pocket without any problem. Now this device runs on the Qualcomm Snapdragon processor. The model number of that is MSM8227. It is a dual core 1 GHz processor, and the GPU on the device is Adreno 305, which is a quite decent GPU but kind of average when it comes to high graphic intensive games. Those who would like to know the sensor size of the camera lens, it is 1/4. This is how the lock screen look like. You will get to see the time, date as well as the notifications of your friends, and you can also get to know the unread email notifications directly on the lock screen. You can add more applications which will display notifications on the lock screen. This is how the home screen look like. Again, the Windows 8 style home screen in which you can actually resize the tile. Before I go further on, the display on this device is an IPS LCD display, and the resolution of the display is 480 into 800, and it gives you a pixel density of around 233 pixels per inch, over 4 inch of IPS LCD display. As far as the protection on the front glass is concerned, the front glass on this phone is it is not the Gorilla Glass, but it is kind of a scratch resistant glass which will resist scratches. Will not get the scratches very easily, and I have been using this phone for like more than 2 months now, and as you can notice over here, you will not see any scratches. I have used it as a primary phone. Definitely you will see some fingerprints. Now this is an IPS LCD display, but the viewing angles of the display are not very wide. You can easily notice the color fading happening when you view the phone from this angle, or from this angle you can see the color fading happening. For those who are wondering, this is not a clear black display from Nokia. Now as far as the quality of the display is concerned on this phone, the quality of the display is pretty okay. It is not the best which we have seen. Definitely it is a budget device, but again, considering this is a budget device, the quality of the display is pretty good in terms of the overall color rendering and the saturation of colors which I see in the photos. The color reproduction is pretty nice on this display, as you can see. This is how the camera UI look like, and let me just take a quick photo from the camera on this device. Let me just take a photo of this Android Robo. As you can see, this is how the photo looks like, If I actually zoom the photo, I can see the amount of grains in the photo. So the photo is not actually very clear. This photo has right now been captured in indoor light with some artificial light, and the object in the photo is not very clear in terms of the details. As far as the colors are concerned, it is looking pretty good. This is another photo which is captured in indoor light, so the objects which are there in the photo will not look very crisp and clear, but the overall colors in the photos which you will see after using the camera on this device will be pretty okay. Now this is how the phone dialer looks like on this device, and you have the keypad with big numbers which you can easily use to type with any kind of fingers. And let me just do a demo call to show you the quality of sound from the loudspeaker which come.
Namaste from the service team at Airtel 121K.
So this is the maximum volume of sound which you will listen from the loudspeaker, and it is not very loud but pretty okay. And also the quality of sound which we hear from the earpiece or from the headphone is pretty good. And now this is how the messaging application looks like. Again, you have a single messaging application for Facebook, Twitter and other things other accounts which you configure on this phone. And this is how the keyboard will look like. So the display size of this device is 4-inch. Again, the keyboard is little bit compact. In terms of the size of the keys, it is again pretty good. Especially with thick fingers, you might face some problem while typing on this keyboard, but you will get used to it once you start using it. We did not face any issues, especially while typing on this keyboard. The only thing is that you just need to get used to it. Now, as far as the apps which come pre-installed on this device, you get BigFlix app from Reliance, which will allow you to actually watch movies, the Bollywood movies for free, and with an offer you will be able to watch these movies for free for 3 months from the date of purchase of this device, which is again pretty good. And if we actually take a look over the other application which you get installed on this device is the Hair Drive Beta Maps, with which you can actually use this device for navigation, and this device does work for navigation in case you don't have an internet connectivity. We have done a video on it, how you can actually use this device with offline maps which you can download in advance, and then you can go to a city for which you have actually downloaded the offline maps, and then you can use them over there without any connectivity required, without any internet required. Also have the Hair Maps application on this device. Apart from that, the other application which comes pre-installed is the Panorama app, the lens for the camera, which will allow you to take panorama shots on this device. Also you have Photo Beamer, with which you will be able to share the photos from this device to any other device, including a non-Windows phone or a PC as well, using the Photo Beamer service, which I see in the Windows Phone 8 operating system which is running on this device is the wallet, which allows you to add an extra pin for the store, so that in case you want to avoid any accidental purchase of the apps or in-app purchases, you can specify a pin in the wallet, and then that pin will actually protect someone to actually buy an app. You have WhatsApp also, which is available on Windows Phone, so you can use WhatsApp on this phone as well, and which again is little bit buggy right now, but it works somehow. As far as transferring data from the other phone is concerned, you do have this application which will allow you to transfer the contacts from another phone to this phone via Bluetooth. Now in case you want to do a video call, you always have the Skype application which is supported on this device. However, you will be able to do the video call from Skype using the back camera only, because there is no front camera on this device. As far as the free audio calls are concerned, you do have Viber now available for Windows Phone, with which you can actually make free video calls on international level using Wi-Fi. Which is missing on the Nokia Lumia 520 is that you do not have the Nokia City lens on this phone, because that application is not supported. Again, this phone does not have NFC, unlike Nokia Lumia 620, and it does not support Nokia City lens as well. So in case you want to search for restaurants, you can always install Zomato, which is again a pretty good and popular application to search for restaurants for any particular locality in which you are. Now the browser which you have on this device is the Internet Explorer browser, which is again not so good in terms of the features it provides, because it is again a very basic browser in terms of the overall functionality and the features you will see. Although the browsing experience on this browser is pretty good, the rendering of the text and the clarity of it is pretty good. As you can see, there is no problem at all. pinch to zoom works fine. You do have option for tab browsing in this browser as well. If you don't like the browser on this device, especially this browser, you can always install UC browser as well, which is now available on this device. And we have installed UC browser because it gives you much more capability when it comes to watching multimedia content. As well, you can also download videos from internet. For the video settings, you can actually capture the high definition video from the back camera on the device, which is a 5 megapixel camera at 720p, and you can also record the video at standard quality. This video is recorded at 720p with 30 frames per second. As far as the photo settings are concerned, let me just show you the photo settings as well. Under the photo settings, you have the aspect ratio 16:9, which you can control and change, and you also have the option to increase the ISO in case you want to capture more light. Now the pre-installed lenses which you will get on this device is the Bing Vision, Panorama, Cinemagram and Smart Shot. Bing Vision will allow you to scan documents and convert them into text. Panorama will again allow you to take panorama photos. Cinemagram will allow you to take photos with certain kind of animation which you can apply on certain object in that photo. And Smart Shot will actually come handy whenever you are taking photos of your belongings, especially in a crowded environment, and you would like to remove certain people from that particular photo. Now the benchmark score for the WP benchmark free utility is 181.22. We have got a score of around 180 on Nokia Lumia 720. So both of these devices are fairly equal in terms of the benchmarks to some extent. If we actually take a look over the detailed scores over here, the CPU scores, as you can see, is pretty okay, if not too good. As far as the data is concerned, you have good read speed as well as write speed, especially when it comes to the data storage, both on the storage as well as on the memory card. And as far as the GPU scores, the scores which you are seeing over here are again pretty impressive. The only problem with this device is the RAM, but again there are some changes which has been done on the Windows Phone Store, and Asphalt 7 has been optimized for this phone, and we will just run that game to show you the overall performance of that game. Here we have Asphalt 7, and let's try to run this game. And this game takes like less than a minute to load before you can actually start playing it. So this is how the game playback look like on this device. And I do not notice any lag in the graphics till now. As you can see, the graphics are rendered pretty fine on this device while playing this game. As far as the multitasking screen is concerned, you can access the multitasking screen by tap and hold on the back key, and you will be able to see all those applications which are running in the background. And in case you want to kill any of these applications, you will have to tap the back key again and again. So the Windows Phone version which is running on the device is this. It is Windows Phone 8. This version number. And if we take a look over the storage, this phone has inbuilt storage of 8 GB, out of which you get 7.28 GB, and by default you have around 2.26 GB used on the device. Right now we have installed a couple of applications and games, so we are using around 4.68 GB, but the default storage which is there used on this device by the operating system and the pre-installed application is around 2.26 GB. And you also have the support for the SD card, so you can expand the storage using SD card, but you won't be able to install any application on the SD card, or you can't even move any application which is pre-installed from the phone memory to the SD card. As far as playing high definition videos is concerned, you can play high definition videos at both 720p resolution as well as at 1080p resolution on this device, and this device by default supports both the MP4 format as well as the 3GP format for playing those videos. Now while playing YouTube videos, especially if you are playing them from a particular web page, it will not play within the web page on the browser. It will actually open a different application for the same. But now you have an application which is now designed by Microsoft and released on the Windows Phone Store. So you have a native YouTube application which you can actually install on this device. Right now it doesn't come preloaded on the Windows Phone, but in future it might be. So now you can install the YouTube application which is designed by Microsoft, and this is a free application. One thing I must tell you is that while playing some games like Asphalt 7 and some of the graphic intensive game on this device, I do feel that the backside of this phone becomes little bit hot while holding it while playing those games, and it is little bit uncomfortable. It is not very hot that you can't even hold it. You also have the internet sharing on this device, so you can actually share the 3G internet on this device by creating a Wi-Fi hotspot like this. You also have battery saver. In case you are running out of critical battery on this device, you can turn on the battery saver so that the overall battery backup which you get from this device is more. About the battery backup on this device, we have noticed that this device will be able to give you around more than 1 day of battery backup if you are a moderate user. Heavy user, if you do browsing a lot, if you watch much more videos on this device, it will be able to at least give you around 1 day of battery backup. Now, as far as the quality of sound which you get from the loudspeaker is not too good, but again it is okay for a budget device like this. Also, the volume of it is not very loud but quite good for all those who are wondering whether this device has LED notifications. It does not have any LED for any notification for the messages or missed calls. OTG is also not supported on this device or any other Windows phone as of now. It may come in future, but right now OTG is not supported. As far as GPS navigation is concerned, GPS navigation works fine on this device without any problem. We have done a video on how you can actually use the GPS navigation on Nokia Lumia 520 with offline maps. And again, this device uses assisted GPS for navigation. This device does not have any kind of audio enhancement, and if you actually go to the advanced settings in audio, it is actually blank. So you do not get equalizer, you do not get Dolby surround sound on this device, again because it is a budget Windows phone. You also have auto brightness feature enabled on this device, and also you get the proximity sensor on this device, which is there behind this glass, which is not visible but it is actually there. The auto brightness on this device does save a lot of battery. Now the overall quality of sound which you get from the loudspeaker is quite average. Also, the earphones which comes with the Nokia Lumia 520 are standard in terms of the quality, and in terms of the sound it is pretty good but not the best which we have heard. That's all from us as far as the quick hands-on review of the Nokia Lumia 520 is concerned. Do let us know if you have any specific questions on this device. We would love to answer those queries. You can leave them in the comment section below on this video. You can like this video if this video helped you by clicking the like button below. You can subscribe to our YouTube video channel for more videos like this by clicking the subscribe button below. Thanks for watching this video. This is Abhishek signing off. Thank you.